Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, the purpose of today's video is to let you guys know I decided to expand the channel. I've been doing this since 2016 and I got into it as a drone review channel. Then I went to RC reviews and drones, and now I thought I'd expand a little more to include real cars. I got a BMW X1 E84 used 8-year-old car. Some little mods I want to do to it. I've done, as you guys may notice, about 4 or 5 mod videos for my Kia K5 GT line last year, and those have done very well. If you follow my channel all along, you notice that the RC stuff does okay. The drone, it just really depends. A lot of it just doesn't do well compared to years ago, and there's several reasons for that. Back when I started 7 years ago, there was very little competition at that time. And there was some big channels out there, Flying Ryan RC, Quadcopter 101, RC Sailors, to name a few. And of course, they got very successful because, again, there was not a lot of competition. It was a very exciting time back then. And nowadays, you have a plethora of RC and drone channels out there, and that's fine. More power to them. It's very easy to edit, and cameras, everything is much easier to do than it was back then. But if you're looking at a new product, new drone or RC, you search into Google or YouTube, and the first couple of results you're going to watch, and off you go. And it's just difficult because back then you might be in those first few results, and now you just got so many options. In fact, more than the drones, RC cars, there is a ton. There's some great channels out there that I've started following, and friends I've made, Robbie over at Bang for Your Buck, Adam over at Adam's Playground, then all my drone guys, Marcus at Quadcopter, Idaho Quadcopter. And Marcus' channel is killing it. I mean, he's doing really, really well. One of the people kind of bucking the trend there. But I got, David at Perth West Oz RC and John Coopy. And there's, I got a close net of friends. Donnie at Big Drone Flyer 77 just started, his health's gotten better, just started posting videos here recently. But back when I started this stuff, like I said, it was an exciting time, but it was a lot less competition. I didn't get into it to be a big YouTuber, make money, none of that stuff. I've certainly dedicated and tried to make the channel better and invested in equipment. And if you look at my channel now compared to back then, I think it's a lot better than it was back at that time. Though back then it was more acceptable for your channel to have a boatload of wind noise and low production values because there wasn't as much software and equipment available as there is nowadays. But it's just, there's a couple factors that really have made it difficult for YouTubers like myself compared to back when we started out. And like I said, one of them is just the amount of competition. You have so many options out there that people don't need to follow like one big RC channel or one drone channel to see all the stuff they want. They can just find a channel, get the info and go, and that's the end of the story. Also, YouTube just doesn't like to recommend RC and drone channels like it did years ago. It's just, the algorithm doesn't like it. It seems like we get penalized a little bit for the niche that we're in. It just is what it is, And like I said, I didn't do this to get views and stuff. It was always nice to get the views, and it's certainly something that I still get disappointed with. But my friend John Coopy said they don't chase views, and he's right. But when you spend 4 or 5 hours filming and editing, and then that's not taking into account the time that I spent just opening the car, drone, and researching it, reading the manual, and making sure that I know how to use it properly. And then you do all that, you post a video, and then a day later you have 80 views. It's like, man, I have 15,000 subscribers nearly, and they're all legitimate subscribers. It just shows you subscribers don't mean anything in terms of, I don't mean you guys watching, I just mean subscriber count doesn't mean anything. Because most of those subscribers are inactive. If you're watching this video and you're probably one of the subscribers that are watching, but a lot of them are inactive. They subscribe to a toy or a drone they had, and they just never took the time to unsubscribe, and they're just sitting there and they don't watch anything that gets posted. So that's something to keep in mind with this stuff, is subscriber count doesn't mean anything. If you look at the views, it doesn't add up. You look at the views a video gets and subscriber count, you're like, geez, I mean, it's literally like less than 1%, or I mean, you're getting almost no one tuning in. So you have to depend on YouTube search for that stuff. So, you know, it's just hard to dedicate the time to the videos when you realize hardly anybody's getting a chance to appreciate your efforts. And that's what I'm getting at on that stuff. So if you look back to 2016 when I started, in those big channels, like, you know, Flying Ryan RC is no longer doing it. He got out probably within a year after I started, so he sort of got the hint. And I know he told me, I used to talk to him personally, that he was burnt out. And he probably made a smart decision, I guess. I wouldn't abandon a channel that at the time, you know, he had under 100,000 subs. Now he's over that. He still grew even though he stopped. Quadcopter 101 still posts, but, you know, once he moved from California to Pennsylvania, his channel really, he took off a lot of time. He doesn't post as much. But if you look back to that early time, 2016, you could post a Shearson CX-10 mini drone and get 1 million views, and it was exciting. And he has videos like that. Flying Ryan has videos like that. You look at him now, like Quadcopter 1 is a good example of this. He still posts occasionally, and I'll catch a video of his here and there. It's not the exciting times that we used to be. And when he posts something now, you know, what does he have, 160,000? I don't know, his subscriber count's huge. But, you know, I might catch a video of his and it's been up for 2 weeks and he's got 2,500 views. That means that literally none of his subscribers tune in. They're all inactive, or what we call dead subs. So he's relying probably on mostly YouTube traffic, and it's really disappointing. But he's still, what made Quadcopter 101 and Flying Ryan to pretty much too so popular were those toy drones, and which I started out with as well. You could get them from the manufacturers, from Chinese vendors like Banggood, GearBest, and TomTop, and you didn't have to pay for them if you had a decent channel. And then I would admit it was nice to not have to buy them because you're getting a chance to review them, and they depended on that, just like I did. And I'm sure he still does, Quadcopter 101, but nobody wants to tune into those anymore. They lost their appeal. Drones were so exciting, man. You wanted to review these toy drones. You wanted to fly one of these. And now you can just go spend $300 and get a DJI Mini SE or SE2. And yeah, it's more than a toy, but a toy might cost you, you know, $80 or $100, let's say, for a decent one. And you can just save up a little longer. Yeah, it's 3 times as much money, but you're getting a drone that does everything you need. These toys, they don't have any appeal. So I'm sure that's what's hurting his channel as well. He's feeling the same symptoms as me, despite the fact I'm a much, much smaller channel than him. I'm a huge fan of Quadcopter 101. Always enjoyed his videos and think he's a great guy. So none of this is a criticism on anybody out there. It's just simply giving you guys an idea. If you don't really follow the YouTube like a YouTuber like myself does, you may not be aware of what all goes on behind the scenes and what really affects your channel. So anyway, long story short, I feel like expanding out to some regular car stuff can just bring a wider appeal of the audience. The real car channels have just broader appeal. Almost everybody has a car. I mean, not everybody has an RC car or a drone, but almost everybody has a real car, especially in the United States. So there's a lot of appeal for that. And even if a person doesn't own the cars I have, they might be interested in watching some of these videos. So if you subscribe to this channel and you're into the RC or drones, please don't unsubscribe. It's going to mostly be RC still. Nothing's going to change with that. But there'll just be some real car stuff, you know, sprinkled in here and there. And if you don't like that, just skip it. You know, don't go anywhere. I don't want you to leave, is what I'm saying. And if you subscribe to my channel from one of the Kia mod videos I did, stick with it. I will have more. All the BMW stuff probably in an intermittent, you know, coming up here shortly. And if you don't like the RC, then just skip that. You don't like the drone, skip it. You don't like the boats, but don't go anywhere. And try to tune in. I'm going to try to continue to improve the channel and just see where it can go. All right, guys, that's enough rambling on this. You know, if you tuned in, you probably want to know what was going on. I doubt anybody's going to find this on YouTube search, so I don't expect it to get a lot of views. But to my dedicated subscribers are the ones who at least casually watch. 'Cause I know there's some of you who are behind the scenes that almost never comment and interact, but you're still there and you watch. I'm just asking you, don't go anywhere. nothing's going to change. You just may see some videos that are real car related that just maybe don't interest you. All right, guys, if you happen to be new to the channel, please do consider subscribing for that content. Otherwise, click that bell as well so you're notified every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, have a great day.